Today, we're cutting through the stereotypes to reveal the 4 true predictors of a vibrant, enduring, intimate life as you age. These aren't just biological fixes, they are lifestyle and emotional adjustments that bring comfort, freedom, and confidence back into the bedroom. Stay with me, because understanding these predictors isn't just about sex, it's about predicting your overall vitality and longevity. The biggest lie we're told is that aging automatically kills your sex life. The emotional truth: many men accept a decline in intimacy as a grim inevitability of the calendar. This leads to what I call the self-fulfilling prophecy of decline, where you stop prioritizing sex, stop seeking help for minor issues, and withdraw, accelerating the very decline you fear. The medical truth: while biological changes occur like slower erections or lower testosterone, research repeatedly shows that biological decline is often the least important factor in predicting satisfaction in older age. The biggest predictors are relational, psychological, and systemic health factors. Your body is designed to seek pleasure for your entire life. You just have to give it the right support system. Before we dive into those key predictors, I have a quick request. If you believe in fighting age stereotypes with real health information, please hit that like button to boost this video. Subscribe to our channel and let me know in the comments, what is the greatest piece of health advice your own father gave you? I love hearing your wisdom. To understand what predicts great intimacy after 65, we must first look at the body. A healthy sex life is simply a byproduct of a healthy vascular, neurological, and hormonal system. The vascular connection. Your ability to achieve and maintain an erection is fundamentally a vascular event. It requires a rapid, significant surge of blood flow. If your arteries are hardened or clogged, what we call atherosclerosis, this process becomes slow, difficult, or impossible. What's good for your heart is excellent for your erections. The neurological timing. Climax and sensation rely on perfectly timed nerve signals traveling from the brain to the genital region and back. Conditions that damage these nerves, like poorly controlled diabetes, disrupt this delicate communication, leading to issues like decreased sensation or retrograde ejaculation, which we discussed in a previous video. The hormonal fuel. Testosterone is the primary hormone driving desire, energy, and maintenance of the sexual tissues. While levels decline naturally, a significant drop, what we call hypogonadism, impacts not just libido, but overall mood and physical vitality. This brings us to the 4 key areas you can control. These 4 predictors separate the men who retain a fulfilling, intimate life from those who let it slip away. 1. Predictor: a solid foundation of systemic health. The biggest mistake: ignoring chronic conditions. The number 1 predictor of continued sexual vitality is the rigorous management of chronic diseases. The biological reality. Chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, or high blood pressure and high cholesterol are silent killers of your sex life. They directly attack your vascular system and your nerves. Uncontrolled high blood sugar, for example, is poisonous to the small blood vessels and nerves required for a firm erection. The emotional impact. When a man ignores his chronic conditions, he's essentially choosing convenience now over dignity and connection later. The practical result is slow onset, persistent erectile dysfunction, or ED, leading to frustration, avoidance of intimacy, and a decline in self-esteem. The practical action: adhere to your medications, monitor your blood pressure and sugar, and view every healthy choice like skipping that second dessert as an investment in your nighttime confidence. 2. Predictor: consistent physical activity. The biggest mistake: sedentary lifestyle. Regular, moderate exercise is the second most powerful prediction of lasting sexual health. The biological reality. Exercise, especially cardiovascular activity, is a natural vasodilator. It keeps your blood vessels elastic, efficient, and open. It also helps manage weight, which is essential because excess belly fat increases the enzyme that converts testosterone into less potent hormones. The emotional impact. The physically active man carries himself with greater confidence and energy. He feels less fatigue and is more open to spontaneous intimacy. A sedentary lifestyle, conversely, leads to lethargy and a feeling of being too tired or too soft, which kills desire and attraction for both partners. The practical action. You don't need to run a marathon. Aim for 30 minutes of brisk walking or swimming most days, combined with resistance training to maintain muscle mass 2 to 3 times a week. 3. Predictor: excellent emotional and relational connection. The biggest mistake: communication shutdown. Intimacy after 65 is overwhelmingly predicted by the quality of your relationship. The emotional reality. Sex in older age evolves. It moves away from intense focus on penetration and shifts toward deep, sensual connection, touching, and play. If communication has shut down, if you don't talk about stress, money, or feelings, you certainly won't talk about sex. Emotional distance is the ultimate barrier to arousal. The practical effect. A man who can talk openly with his partner about his changing erections or his desire for more non-penetrative intimacy feels less performance pressure and experiences less anxiety. A man who avoids the topic carries a weight of shame that sabotages his own arousal. The practical action. Schedule regular, non-sexual check-ins with your partner. Practice active listening, and specifically discuss sexual changes with empathy. I know my body is changing, but my desire for you hasn't. Let's talk about what still feels great. 4. Predictor. Seeking help promptly. The biggest mistake. Waiting too long. The fourth predictor is simple. A willingness to be proactive and seek medical help at the first sign of a problem. The biological reality. Most common male sexual issues, like low testosterone or ED, are highly treatable. Medications like PDE5 inhibitors for ED and hormonal therapies work best when started earlier. Delaying treatment allows the condition to worsen, often requiring more invasive or complex solutions later. The emotional impact. Waiting breeds frustration and resentment. You withdraw, your partner feels unwanted, and the problem becomes a secret elephant in the room. Seeking help is an act of love and respect for your partner and your own dignity. The practical action. If an issue lasts more than a couple of months, book an appointment with your urologist or primary care physician. We can conduct a simple blood test for hormones and a health screening to give you a clear, actionable plan. Ready to step back into the driver's seat of your intimate life? Here is your action plan. 1. Get your baseline checked. Schedule a physical and blood work to check your testosterone levels, blood sugar, or A1C and cholesterol. You can't treat what you don't measure. 2. Move for your manhood. Commit to 150 minutes of moderate cardio per week. That's just 30 minutes. 5 days a week. This is literally an investment in the hydraulic system that powers your erections. 3. Prioritize touch and talk. Institute a no performance pressure night once a week. Focus solely on non-sexual touch, cuddling, and deep conversation. This rebuilds the emotional intimacy that fuels desire and reduces performance anxiety. Gentlemen, age is not the end of vitality. I've seen countless men in their 70s and 80s who have fulfilling, connected sex lives because they actively followed these predictors. They didn't accept the myth of decline, they treated their bodies and their relationships with respect. Your health, your confidence, and your ability to connect with your partner deeply are the truest measures of your masculinity.